What if we told you that the most powerful person in the world can't even pass a law alone? The President of the United States commands the military, signs executive orders, and represents 330 million people. But how much power does the President actually have? And where are the limits? If you want clear, calm breakdowns of how American power really works, subscribe to Amerity Code, and let's decode it together. When people think of the U.S. President, they often imagine unlimited authority. Movies show dramatic war room scenes. News headlines describe bold decisions that shake the world. But the reality is more structured. The U.S. government was designed with something called checks and balances. That means power is divided so no single person can control everything. The Constitution created three branches of government: Congress, the President, and the courts. Congress makes the laws. The President enforces the laws. The courts interpret the laws. So from the beginning, presidential power was meant to be strong, but not absolute. Let's start with what the President clearly controls. First, the President is the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military. This means they oversee the armed forces. They can order military operations and respond quickly to threats. For example, in 2011, President Barack Obama authorized the operation that led to the death of Osama bin Laden. That decision did not require Congress to approve every detail. But even here, there are limits. Only Congress can officially declare war. While presidents have sent troops into conflict zones many times, long-term military funding must come from Congress. Without funding, operations cannot continue. The president also has the power to sign or veto legislation. When Congress passes a bill, it goes to the president's desk. If the president signs it, it becomes law. If they veto it, Congress can try to override that veto with a two-thirds majority vote in both chambers. That's not easy, but it is possible. Another powerful tool is the executive order. This allows the president to direct federal agencies on how to enforce laws. Executive orders do not require Congress to approve them. For example, President Franklin D. Roosevelt used executive orders during the Great Depression to manage economic programs. More recently, presidents have used executive orders on immigration policy and environmental regulations. Now let's talk about foreign policy. The president negotiates treaties and meets with world leaders. They represent the United States globally. When you see a U.S. president standing next to leaders from Europe or Asia, that is presidential power in action. However, treaties require approval by two-thirds of the Senate. If the Senate does not agree, the treaty fails. Presidents sometimes enter into executive agreements instead, which do not require the same approval process. But those agreements can be more fragile and easier to reverse. Understanding presidential power helps us move beyond headlines and sound bites. It helps us see where authority begins, where it ends, and how the system protects stability. Power in the United States is shared, negotiated, and constantly tested. So the president is powerful, but not all-powerful. The office shapes history, but it does not control it alone. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to Amerity Code for more clear, unbiased explanations of how American government really works. And in the comments, tell us, do you think presidential power has grown over time or stayed balanced? Let's decode it together.